CMD Boxing Reports. Ronell Hig reporting here, and I am back at it for the boxing fanatics. So last night, HBO put on a phenomenal boxing card. They had one of the best female boxers on their platform, which happens to be Katie Taylor, as she faced another well-gamed boxer, better known as Victoria Bustos. Now, Katie Taylor held the WBA female lightweight title, while Victoria Bustos held the IBF female lightweight title. So this fight here was a unification bout, which was won by the talented Katie Taylor in a very exciting, action-packed fight. However, I can't wait to see more of Katie Taylor because I loves me some quick, slick boxing, and that's just what that young lady brings to the table. Now, moving on to the other bouts of the night, we had Jarrell Big Baby Miller. He came into the ring looking like a extra large Black Panther superhero. But hey, it was all, good and fun. However, Jarrell Miller showed a different side of himself last night. As he was being escorted to the ring by a young lady who was battling some type of cancer, and with Jarrell Miller letting the fans know that he supports cancer treatment centers for young victims who was struck with the disease. So Jarrell Miller also showed that he just doesn't has a heart for his favorite food, cheeseburgers. He also has a heart for others. Now, moving on, with his fight with who was it? Johan Duhaupas. All right, Big Baby Miller went into this fight trying to make a statement by trying to finish Duhaupas off in the early rounds. Now, I believe it was in the second round where it looked like Duhaupas was in some serious trouble when Big Baby Miller had him pinned against the ropes, and he was like welling away on the defensive fighter, right? And it was at that point there, I thought the ref was going to call a halt to the action. However, the ref didn't do that. He just let the action continue. So, big ups to the ref. Because really, the way I sees it, if the ref would have stopped the fight, then it would have looked like a hometown gift for Big Baby Miller, right? Although an early stoppage would have gave bragging rights as to say, hey, I stopped the former opponent of Deontay Wilder's in only 2 rounds, and it took Wilder 11 rounds just to get him out of there, okay? But once again, that didn't happen because the ref seen, that Johan Duhaupas wasn't any serious trouble. However, both Miller and Duhaupas were dropping some serious bombs on each other. However, neither one of them, were hurting like one another. They both were like absorbing each other's power shots like a sponge absorbing water. Now, the question is, all right, does Jarrell Miller, belongs in the same ring with Wilder, Joshua, or White? Now, you ask me, I say Jarrell Miller versus Dillian White will make a great action-packed clash, all right? However, for Joshua and Wilder, Jarrell Miller is food for them, too. And that's just how I sees it. Now, moving on to the main event of the night, all right, with Daniel Jacobs, aka the Magic Man, taking on the undefeated Maciej Sulecki, all right. Sulecki came into this fight to let his presence be known by giving Daniel Jacobs one of the toughest bouts since Gennady Golovkin. Although Sulecki, came nowhere close of defeating, the Magic Man, but still, he gave Jacobs, trouble. I mean, I believe it was somewhere in the second or third round when Jacobs turned southpaw just to try to confuse Sulecki. But when Jacobs seen that wasn't working, he then would switch back to his neutral stance. However, Jacobs also wanted to make a huge statement by ending the fight early with a knockout over the undefeated Sulecki. I mean, Daniel Jacobs was dropping some serious bombs on Sulecki. However, Sulecki just kept absorbing him and, continue on pressing the action against Jacobs until the 12th and final round when Jacobs landed a well-timed right that sent Sulecki crashing down to the canvas. However, Sulecki showed his heart and experience by getting back up on steady legs and was still able to defend himself against Daniel Jacobs' onslaught. And with seeing all of that from Sulecki, I must say he's still the one to be reckoned with. However, it was another great night of boxing brought on by HBO and by Eddie Hearns. I know a lot of Americans don't give this dude credit, but hey, with the card he put on last night, hey, you have to give him a thumbs up. What a great action-packed fight. All right, now with the thing with Big Baby Miller, okay, I understand he did call out Anthony Joshua. Now, Big Baby Miller, has defense problems, okay? Last night he was just leaving his chin hanging out there, all right? Now, I was doing a live stream with my boy, Boxing Block Center, and he kept, saying that, hey, man, Big Baby Miller, he keep leaving his chin out. Like, what's up with that? So, I noticed it as well, and I was saying, well, he's not really that experienced, okay? I put Big Baby Miller above Dominic Brazil, okay? I find Big Baby Miller like a step ahead of Dominic Brazil when it comes down to experience in boxing, all right? I do find him a little bit better than him. However, for Eddie Hearn to match him up against let's say Anthony Joshua, I can see like after Anthony Joshua have a fight with Alex Povetkin, he might want to have Anthony Joshua take on a little soft opponent. I can see Jarrell Miller being that opponent, okay? Hey, he's there to be hit, okay? The guy, he leaves his chin right out, and Anthony Joshua will land those bombs on that chin, being the first man to stop, my man's Big Baby Miller. However, hey, it was another great night of boxing, like I said before, and that's my take on this. CMD Boxing Reports, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.